everyone. Well, today I thought I would show you a couple things on cast iron cooking, but more important, cast iron care, cleaning and taking care of your cast iron. And then I'm going to make a couple of videos with cast iron cooking. Cast ironware is wonderful. It is. Yes, it's a little on the heavy side. It really is. But once you start cooking with it, it's just, I think the flavors are better in your recipe of whatever you're cooking, and it heats better, the pan heats better, whichever one you're using. So I just brought out a few from my camper that I'm going to clean today. And whether it is the griddle pan here, like what I make my biscuits on, one like this, whether it is the little Dutch oven pots that I've shown you, that's one I cooked my peach cobbler in. The other day I found this nice little Dutch oven cast iron pot that did have a nice handle, and I'm always after that. It didn't have the lid, but that's okay, because I had the lid from this other pan that I can just put right on here. In my collection, I mean, I have little tiny ones here. This is a good one that I want to show you that didn't get clean. And a lot of times, like if I'm up at the campground and my kids are using my stuff and, you know, we're raring to go the next day and all of that, some of them don't get as clean as what I would like at the campsite. So that's why after I get home from camping, I like to rest for a day or two. And then I'll go out and I'll, you know, start getting everything out of my camper and getting the bedding, you know, out to have it washed. And all of my cast iron cookware, I usually take all of it out because it's, you know, dirty from the campfire, of not a good scouring clean. And that's what I like to do. I'm going to show you how to do it. I have little ones like this. Now on the cast iron, there's a couple of different ones. Yes, there's all different kinds of brands of cast iron. It's not all just the Lodge brand. Some of them don't have anything on it at all, and some of them do. Some of them have on the pan, on the handle, they'll have numbers, and that's the size of your pan. This is an 8-inch little skillet. My bigger pans that I have, like this griddle this one is a 6-inch right here. And then some won't have it at all. Some will have it on the bottom of the pan. My cast iron, the big skillets, like I said, this one is a Camp Chef 14-inch right here. And then I have another good egg or muffin pan that didn't get cleaned, and we're going to today. And my big pan, this one is this is a Lodge, and this is the good 16-inch pan. And see what it does when they're not clean? That's what gets all over you, and you don't want that. So that's what I'm going to show you how to clean and take care of. This was a real find on this little particular skillet, because this thing can fit inside here, and this is your little lid that goes on top. You can always use this if you didn't have a little griddle. This would make a great little griddle. That. Of course, my great big Dutch oven pan that I showed you how to make the cowgirl pork and beans. The little corn pans. And these are great as long as you clean them well and grease them. You know, you're going to be putting whether you put the spray shortening in or a good piece of Crisco, you know, that you've got in here. Because just a little butter in here isn't going to do the trick. It'll burn. I've collected, again, little pans like this. They're always cute and fun to have it. This can even be in your house. Don't assume that only cast iron is for campfires. Oh, no. You can do all kinds of things in your house with a cast iron. So then the round pans that I showed you are just one. You see these little things always at like Walmart. They'll have these at holiday time. And This one is a little brownie, cast iron skillet brownie that you could cook. And lots of times I get these just to give away as gifts up at the campground if we're doing the scavenger hunt. I like to do that. So here's some of my square. You know, cast iron doesn't just come in round, it comes square. And this is a nice little pan because this is also, it's dirty. See, somebody didn't clean it at the campground before they put it away, which isn't me, it's, you know, kids borrowing stuff. And this one has the lines on it for steaks and, you know, hamburgers and all kinds of things if you wanted that look that gives you, like if you're doing it out on the grill. So that's one little square pan. This was another one. This is a deep, heavy one. This is really heavy, but it does, again, have the lines in here, which I like. Then I have, and this is going to be a good one for showing you, this one's the rusty one. This is the one that needs a little TLC today, and I'm certainly going to give it that. Show you how to clean these and take care of them. You may find that you like little ones like this. And this one is, this is Pioneer Woman of her cast iron skillet. So see, it can be a variety of different skillets. This one I found, and I was real lucky to find it, this one, which is a fish one, to cook fish in, or anything. Anything can go in it, and it has the nice lid for it. And again, if you didn't have a little griddle, this certainly would make just fine for that pan. Very heavy, very, very heavy. But that is cast iron. A good cast iron will be heavy, and that's what you want. Even my, what I call the coffee pot, because it's a coffee maker, but I don't use it for that out of the campground. I think I only did it once, and then I went ahead and put water in there, and I didn't do the sock method like some of the cowboys. I just put the grounds in, which they did back then too. They just dumped a whole bunch of coffee grounds in here, and with the water started boiling. Mainly I use this one now is to just have nice hot water for when I am out there at my little cook station, as I call it, and I've got my little pan going of hot water. This is great to have nice hot water in my soapy suds of water, and then I can, you know, get going. I like to put, especially if it's in my camper, I'll go ahead and put some nice heavy bubble wrap, like on this one. When I open the lid, I'll just stick all that in there to protect it, and it rides better in my camper that way. But like I said, whether you're using this for camping, or whether you're using it in your house, on your cook stove, or oven, and the next couple of videos, like I said, I'm going to be using my skillets and different things to show you how easy it is to cook with cast iron. Some of them are already what's called seasoned, that they have already been prepared at the factory of where they are made, and then some aren't. And I need to show the people that have never used cast iron how to clean your cast iron properly and how to season it. So that is what this video is all about. So now I'm going to jump on over to my sink, where I'm going to begin to clean my pots and pans. Come on over and join me. Okay, here I am over at my sink area. Now, couple things. So in your sink, go ahead and just fill it up with some nice soapy hot water. And yes, go ahead and use Dawn liquid detergent soap. It seems to be the best on cutting grease. It really does. So I have filled mine up pretty well now. I've got it to the temperature that, you know, that I can stand it with my hand. Yes. So now we're going to take this particular cast iron skillet that was dirty. I don't know if you can see all that dirt, but it's in there. It's in there. And we're going to go ahead and put him down in here. You can put several at a time if you want. This is a good one of this one that did not get cleaned. See, it did not get clean. And I can soak it too. I can also put it over here and just let it rest in my strainer while I do this other one. So, couple things. Don't use a good wash rag that you've got for your dishes. You know, get you another sponge the ones that I recommend that you use. These little scouring pads. You can use an SOS pad of the steel wool, just don't get the ones that have soap in them. A lot of seasoned cooks, campfire cooks, or just people that like to use cast iron all the time will tell you that. No soap as far as what's in there. Then any one of these, of a brush that is the steel wool, a hard steel wool, is going to work also. I'm not using a lot of soap and water on this one, just the Dawn to cut the grease. But what I'm going to use the most, salt. That's salt. That's what I'm going to use. So say if somebody had this pan, and they were at my campfire, what they should have done to begin with was taken the salt, just a little bit of water, or the scouring pad. In this case, I'm going to take this one to just get out this food that's on it because of these lines that are in here. And I'm just going to, get it good with that first. Get that food that's stuck on there. Get it off. Back down in your soapy water. See how you like that. Then you can go to the scouring pad. And you just want to take that steel wool, anything that you've got that is pretty much steel wool, and you're just going to really give this a good scrubbing everywhere. All on the pan, all on the sides, bottom. You saw when I picked up the one pan how much of the campfire got on the back of that pan. And didn't do it very good at all. Then you're going to rinse your pan. Of course, see if there's anything else on here that you want to get off. If there's any other food, anything, you get it off now while you can. Okay, so that's kind of first step. Get you some good old paper towels. And yes, start drying your cast iron skillet of just that part of the moisture. Just want to get that. Just to make sure that see, I still have a lot on the rag. So I'm going to go again. And I want to get this pan. These little, can't remember, Scotch Guard little scratchers. They work great too. And get that where you don't see the black anymore. And that's where the hot soapy water, you really want to work your pan and get that off of there. If you feel like you don't, put some more, and get that soap off of there. I mean the black part of it, the charcoal part of it is what I want to say. Can't think this morning, I really can't think. I've had my granddaughter all week and she wore me out. She really did. We made homemade ice cream yesterday, and really, folks, that was just a real simple little recipe that came with the machine. That's not my original recipe for making homemade ice cream. I use the egg yolks and sugar and a few things. So keep that in mind. The next time I make it, probably for my husband when he gets home, I don't make it that way. That was just a quickie. It really was. Quick for her. Okay, let's see if that did any more on it that I want. Just enough, especially on the back. It's getting a little bit better. Still some brown on there, but getting a little bit better. Okay, so now what you would do is, what I would do, is I'm going to take this and I'm going to take it over here to my stove. I'm not going to do like I normally do because it's too hot outside. It's summertime and it's pretty warm down here. I'm not going to put it in the oven. I am going to put it on my stove top. I'm going to turn on the burner on high, and I'm going to get this pan hot, very hot. Hot enough that it's turning a deeper black color. If I was out on the campfire, I would be putting it right back on that fire, flaming fire, and getting it almost like a beet red. And that's great. That is what I need to just dry out this cast iron skillet. Because paper towels or just a regular towel aren't going to do it. You need the heat to get this where all the water is out of there. So I'm going to just set this over here a minute. Turn on my burner while I go to this pot. Again, stick it down in there to kind of soak. I'll go back to this one this is a great little pan, this round one, because yes, it will cook poached eggs in the morning. And yes, it can be used for muffin pans. And that part I like. I really do. I don't know that this pan was ever seasoned correctly. I haven't had this one that long to know on it. And I'll have to see. Yeah, this is a Lodge pan, the Lodge brand. But like I said, you don't have to buy all of it Lodge. They're very expensive. If you can find cast iron, and you can everywhere. I mean, if it's a yard sale, thrift store, whatever, you're going to find cast iron stuff. This one says $18.96. Okay, but it is a Lodge brand. And again, going to put this on the stove, going to get all the water, moisture out of it. Once it is hot, then I will come back on and show you the next step of what you do to season, take care and season these pans. The other one that was here, so let's just jump right on over to it just for a minute here. See how this pan is doing. Again, just use your steel wool, anything. I have the other one here, the bigger one that I'm going to use on this pan, making sure that food isn't on there anymore. And that's just carelessness of being at a campfire and not getting your pan scrubbed. Now, I use the salt at a campground, I really do. Or you can take just good old dirt that has some little pebbles and stuff in it. Throw that and wipe it out with a paper towel. Whoops, landline again. I'll be right back. Okay, all these interruptions. I apologize for my landline, my telephone ringing. Husband checking in. I went ahead and scrubbed the cast iron one that is Pioneer Woman. And it came out fairly clean, but I'm going to do it one more time. I really am. So the pan of this one that I scrubbed, and again, when in doubt that you see anything, which I just did, take your scrubbers, get it really good of getting any food in there. Cast iron is notorious for little cracks and crevices that you don't see in the cast iron. Okay, so the pan that I put on the stove is now right here, and it's hot, very hot, but it's dry. Everything's dry on it. Very, very hot. So what I want to do now is to season it with some oil. Crisco vegetable oil works fine. It works fine. So now you're going to take the oil and you're going to run that in the pan everywhere. Try not to burn yourself. You can wait till the pan cools down. You really can. But for the video, both sides, getting it well with the oil. Now, again, if I had my oven on, which I wish I did, I had to turn off my air conditioner even to do this video because it seems to be affecting my sound on my videos. So I'm trying to do this, but it's a little warm in the kitchen. It really is. So anyway, you're going to be seasoning it with some kind of oil. Very well. Then I'm going to stick it back on the stove. Otherwise, I would have put it in the oven and I would have baked this with the oil. You don't want to drench it with oil. You know, you just want a light coating on here and then put it right back on that burner or your oven or a campfire. And that's the seasoning part, is cleaning it, putting the oil, and then baking baking it. This is where people make their mistake with cast iron and it doesn't stay the nice, pretty cast iron. Is because they're forgetting that last step. They think, well, I've cleaned it, you know, and I've got all the water out by getting it hot, and then I put my oil, now I'm going to put my pan away. No, go the extra step. And the true form of cleaning cast iron is to do it 3 times, to bake it 3 times. So again, take salt with your water to clean it. Make sure that you dry it either on your stove, oven, or the campfire, and then put your oil in lightly and both sides everywhere so it's nice and clean, and then bake it. And you will see that your cast iron is going to last for many, many years. I'm going to tackle that great big one over here that has so much rust on it that I don't even know why it's looking like this other than not using it, and like I said,